But where can I go from here? Maybe I'm not a baseball expert. I don't see too much last year, but I'm sure that there's elements of how the team performed last year that impacted their sales and impact future sales at the baseball season. So I don't have the data that's required from that analysis in the system right now, but I do have an Excel file that I pulled off the web that actually shows me the different baseball teams and shows me what bucket of ranks they finished in, who came in first, who came in second, who came in lower places, whether or not they made any of the playoffs. And another very interesting attribute, how large the fan base is, how many people attend their home games. That's a nice indicator of the size of the fan. So I take this data and bring it into visual analysis. To do that, it's quite easy. All I need to do is go to my data source. Pat also shows me what data is already gone. Right? You get the sales, but that's ultimately that is additional. So to do that, what I'll do is actually add a data source, and this time I'll upload a file. So let me now go and browse that file. So we have it the 2014 summary ranking. This now gets uploaded into the icon server, and we automatically profile this information to determine things like what are the data types, what's the relationship to existing data, and this is where I come out to link it explicitly to my system activity. So to do that, I'll just say that this team field here matches with what I'm looking at on the chart, which is that collection design. And I can just go down into the data model, choose collection design, click OK, and now I will persist this information, we'll register this new data model with Visual Analyzer, and we'll automatically go and connect it back to the rest of the data. Here we can see a graphic showing me that the link was and now if I go back and look at the left-hand side, again, we can see the original data now augmented with this additional data coming from that. So what can I do? I think one of the first things I'll look at is team performance. And again, because I've now narrowed down to the collection types is interesting, let me go and put season steps on top of that activity. This is now and matched up these two data sets. I can now see on the outer edge of my chart, these are the teams that did not make the playoff. But as I continue to scroll down, I can actually see teams now categorized by the Excel data for who made the playoff, who made the World Series. Next thing that might be of interest in terms of patterns is home attendance level. And again, I can see different sports by gender around the screen now, not necessarily interesting patterns jumping out. Or maybe if I overlay color with the attendance line, that might show up. And as we now perform this natural calculation, I can actually indeed see some different patterns. So if we look at the color scale here, those that are in blue, I have the top 5 fan bases. Those in red have 5 to 10, those green 11 to 20, those in yellow, really the bottom of the pack in terms of fan base, people go to the game. So they have 20 to 30. And if I just start scanning through the charts and the locations I can see those patterns do make sense. For teams that didn't make the playoffs, lots of yellow, people on both fan bases, lots of green. But as we get into the playoff area, I start seeing a lot more blue in a few guys. So, this is definitely a pattern, right? The larger bars here tend to be coming from teams that have the biggest fan base, where they generate the most revenue, teams that are in the playoffs, driving additional upside. So this is definitely something that looks possible. One thing I do notice in particular, though, is the Royals are coming. They were one of the real success stories in baseball last year, one of the underdog stories, very frantic race to the end of the World Series, losing out to the Giants. So we can see that their fan base is bad, but they still have some significant revenue coming in, and they made it to the World Series. So this really gives me an idea that the fan base is growing, or perhaps more excitement this year. It might be a good place for me to focus on that strategy. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll just look at these two teams that were in the World Series. That really does focus my we're making some good progress here. We've looked at a few different patterns, focusing in on a couple of good possibilities. Now I can minimize this chart again. I can start looking at some of the other patterns on the screen. Or maybe I'll augment my time chart to also look at these two species here, the giants and the order. So I'll go and take questions of type of design and work with that over color. And some nice patterns, really nothing out here. So I can see some details on the season, the giants. But again, as the Royals make their way through the season, a big spike during the playoffs, a big spike during the championship game, dropping down a bit, but then starting to climb back up. So again, the timing might be right for me to initiate this campaign at the start of the season. Just one last thing I'll look at briefly is geography. We haven't really had that yet. It's something that could lead to some interesting patterns in terms of what geography we want to focus these campaigns on. So we'll take geography of the country, look at that by sales revenue, and we'll drag that over on the screen. And now with this calculation, it's pretty clear. Few baseball countries of Japan are combined in these cases, but a bulk of the sales is really coming from the U.S. So let me go and drill into the U.S. and drop down and look at different states. So again, some patterns popping out. California, that's baseball teams, baseball from California, including Giants, who again were the so some patterns are coming across. But really the way people want to look at geographic is by so I can change the visualization quite easily. We've got sophisticated things like scatter charts, area charts, radar charts, but a map in this case is what I would like to look at. So as we switch over to the map component, you can see that it has a bit of a different configuration. We offer a few different ways to look at these patterns on a map, just so we're going to look at the map by state and by region. And again, you can see those same patterns we saw on the chart, but this time coming out a bit more visually. So lots of sales in California. We can see some interesting things maybe in Kansas area. That's actually not breaking this down by speed. So if I go and again take this selection design field to represent speed and bring that onto my Charlotte Road, and now we'll duplicate this map across those two. And again, you can definitely see the patterns that impact of these databases and these pieces. For the Giants, lots of bone case sales from the iPhone 5 going on in the West Coast region, and for the Royals, and you can see a big area of concentrated sales in the Metro. So, in conclusion, I started this process with no distinct idea in mind. Just really guiding me to the right visualization. But I also have to become rich in showing me things like these different ways to visualize the data, and as well as writing examples that illustrate the connection between representations. So hopefully this gives you a good sense of the visual analysis for how BI software uses that agility, and thanks for your time.
Hope that was useful. One last thing that I wanted to show you with respect to DBCS is about the pricing. Let me take you through the pricing part of it. So the data visualization cloud service is available at $75 per named user per month, and you need to subscribe for a minimum of 5 users. So along with as in BICS, whatever the features that we get for visual analyzers, so the same features are available for you in DBCS as well. Other than this 50 GB storage, in BICS you get 50 GB database schema as a service storage, but here you just get 50 GB storage. You have your visual self-service analysis. You can easily upload your data. You have data blending and mashup. You have 21 different kinds of visualization. And you have the keyword search, which is called intelligent search and guided navigation. You can create your own visual data storage, and it can be accessed on instant mobile. So this is pretty much that I wanted to cover with respect to DBCS. Let's go to the agenda for the day. So we will start with the security overview, followed by a break. Then we have administration section, which we'll talk about for 20 to 30 minutes. Then we have some demos that are built up for you. One caution to all the participants is please do not deploy any of these demos in the trial instances that are provided to you, because it overrides whatever the content that is already there as part of your trial instances. And it may lose not only your work, but the fellow participants' work as well. So, in case if you have your own subscribed instance or your own instances that you are working on, so please deploy it to show it to the customers, or partners, whomsoever you wanted to showcase it to. Then we have some of the miscellaneous topics like business analytics services, your partner resources, and marketplace, followed by the BICS roadmap. So let's get into the topic for the day. This is typically one of the slides that I wanted to start. So this is typically that you have we talk and compare security with respect to on-prem and cloud. So the first terminology is users. So user is a person who logs into the system. It may be an employee, or it may be a guest, or it may be an unknown user. So the person who logs into the system is called a group. Then we have two different terminologies that we have with respect to on-prem and cloud. So in on-prem we call that as group, and in cloud we term it as role. So both the functionalities are same. Let me explain you what a role is. Role is a set of privileges assigned to a particular functionality. Say, let me describe you with a use case. Say you have a HR manager. A HR manager who takes care of, say, NAS region. So suppose he performs 4 tasks on his day-to-day basis. And he has been either promoted or terminated from the system. So as a system administrator, your job would be to remove the particular user from accessing all the duties that he was performing. Or if he is promoted, say from NAS region, he has been moved to EMEA and APAC region. So he is not supposed to access any of the NAS related duties or actions. So generally what we used to do was, he was performing 4 actions. So we used to revoke privileges for all the 4 duties or actions. So which is a manual task. and there is a chance of error. So you might have not removed a particular right. So in that case, there is every chance of misusing the system. So for that, what the proposed ideology was creating roles. So whatever a particular, suppose your organization is available worldwide, and you have your HR manager across the globe. So for NAS region, whatever the roles a particular HR manager is performing, so the same roles will be performed by the HR manager who is responsible for APAC or who is responsible for EMEA. So it's only the data at which the NAS region manager can access and EMEA region manager can access. So with the help of roles, you can restrict that. So what is the main goal of security? The main goal is access and actions. So basically, what does access mean? So users can access only the data that is appropriate for them. So for example, in the use case that I have mentioned, NAS HR manager can access only NAS related data, not EMEA related, not APAC related. So how is this achieved? This is achieved by applying access control in the form of catalog permissions. I'll just show that to you in the system, how and where it can be performed. So it says it is performed in catalog and home pages. Then we have actions. So this is the other kind of actions that is performed, which is users can perform only those actions that are appropriate to them. So a HR manager is not supposed to access any of the finance related data. So how do you achieve that? By applying user rights in the form of privileges. So where is this performed? This is performed in the administration page. Basically what I was talking about in terms of security is, one is the functional security and one is the data level security. So the functional security is one where we have described as part of actions. And data level security is something where we have described the access. So let's get into the application. I'll just show you what things can be performed. If it takes me to the dashboard page, so in the dashboard page, you have your users tab. So in the users tab, so please note you cannot view any of this. In order to view this and in order to make you feel how this can be created, this viewlets have been created. So the users tab, basically this is where you define your user. So in case if you want to add a single user, you can do that by clicking on add. So I'll just sample NAS user. I'll name it as sample.user is the email ID. So you have something called identity domain administrator. Identity domain administrator is the admin who performs, who is a kind of admin for both the BACS as well as the DB schema instance. Then you have your BA instance. So I select all the roles by click. So these roles have been added. So I also want, so I'm just giving all the roles. So you can provide whatever the roles that you feel is required for this user. I'm not going to create this because this mail ID physically does not exist. I just gave it for then let's see the properties for a particular user. You have modify, where you can modify the name, first name, last name, and the email ID can be modified. Then you can reset your password or you can manage roles. The next thing we have is import. Suppose you have your LDAP on premise and you are trying to migrate your BICS or your OBIE onto BICS. So as part of that, you want to migrate the LDAP as well. So what you need to do is, there is a limitation on moving the file. The file has to be CSV and the file size can be maximum of 2 MB and it can be, or you can define up to 50,000 users. Whichever constraint is reached earlier is the limit. So let me show you the sample format of the file. So you have the following columns. You have the first name, last name, email, and user login. So these are the 4 columns separated by a comma. So this is what is required for the file. And you select the file and you import. That gets imported. Then you have export. So if you want to migrate all the users that you have in the current BICS instance to a new instance of BICS, you can do that by clicking export. I'll just click OK. So this is how it will look like. So you have first name, last name, email, and user login. So this is how it will look. So the next thing that comes into your mind is what is the reason why do you go for this migration? So if you remember on day one when Jignesh explained you would be provided with 2 set of instances. One is P2P and P2T, test to prod and prod to test. One is a pre-prod environment and the other one is a production environment. Suppose you have worked on pre-prod environment and you want to migrate everything to the production environment. So in that case, you can perform this export. Then you have SFTP users. So you have 3 SFTP users. I'll just show you where the SFTP users are being used. So one use case where you have seen is when Farzin was explaining you about data loading. For SQL developer, you need to provide the SFTP username and password. So that's one use case. When you open the either BICS instance or the database admin instance, you see the domain SFTP hostname and port and username. This is one page. Let me go back to dashboard and open the DB schema service as well. So you have the domain SFTP and service SFTP. So this is where you use the SFTP. And one more important point about SFTP is, please note that SFTP users cannot be created even by the admin. If you observe, you don't have add. So this 3 SFTP users are generated by the system. As an admin, what you can do is, you only can reset the password. Then we have something called roles. So if you want to know what each role performs. So this is an identity domain administrator. You have a description for it. Please go through the description in the help. It will give you more information. Like identity domain administrator is the admin for both BICS as well as the DB schema service. Then you have the BICS administrator who is responsible for the BICS instance. Then you have an advanced content author and service users. These are the other users that who access the BICS instance. The same way we have database developer and database user. Then we have something called batch assigned role. So what do you mean by batch assigned role? Suppose you have around say 500 users in the system, and 100 users perform the end user kind of role, and another 100 users can perform the database developer role. So since you have 500 users in the system, it is extremely difficult for you to manually go and assign a role for each and every user. So it is difficult to assign a role. So instead what you can do is, so you can assign a role to all the users listed in the comma separated values. So maximum of 200 users per CSV file is supported. And we have a prerequisite for this. So before assigning a particular role, what you need to do is, you need to import all the users, or you need to import the users for which you are trying to batch assign role into the system, into the BICS system first. Let me show you what is the file format. So you just have one column with the list of email IDs. So you can assign that, you can upload that, then you can specify which particular role you want to assign for this set of users. So that's batch assigned role. Then we have custom roles. So in case if you feel whatever the roles that are defined by the system is not sufficient, you can create your custom role. So you can, if the batch assigned role is available here, so you can, the same way how you have assigned a set of users a particular role, you can assign a set of users a custom role as well. Let me create LC NAS training role. And I'll just added a custom role. Let me show you the properties and modify. You can change the name Then you can assign the users, not from here, go to the users tab and click on manage roles. You can assign the users. Then we have contacts. So when I was explaining you about provisioning and subscribing for BICS environment in day one, so if you remember, I specified that the administrator email that you specify should be a single person's email ID, because he is the primary administrator and all the passwords will be communicated to the email ID that is specified there. So along with the primary administrator, in case if you want to receive email notifications about planned maintenance, service outages and security incidents, you can add them here. You would just give the email ID, the phone number, and for which services you want the notification to be sent to, and you can just click add. Then you have the SSO configuration. Suppose if you want to configure your SSO in BICS, the first step you need to do is just need to remove all the users without identity domain administrator role. So whoever, when you click remove users, among the users tab, whoever doesn't have identity domain administrator role will be removed. Then you can configure the SSO. You can click on configure SSO. So there are two different options that are provided to you. One is you can just specify the load provider metadata. You can specify the protocol. There are two protocols, HTTP post and artifact. So you can specify the protocol whichever is appropriate for you. And there are two columns which are specified. Right? One is user ID and user email address. So you also need to specify whether the user ID is contained in name ID column or SAML attribute. Then you also have an option to provide the identity provider metadata manually. So you need to provide the issuer ID. You also need to provide load signing certificate, load encryption certificate, the SSO service URL, whether global logout is enabled. Then these are the common information that you need to provide. The SSO protocol and the user identifier. So not only SSO, you also have OAuth administration that is provided to you, and you can configure that as well. You can register the resource or you can import the resource. You can also register the client and you can manage the certificates. You can create a key pair, and you can also download the OAuth signing certificate and root CA certificate as well. The last tab talks about my profile. So it is the user profile where you will be provided an option to change the password, change your challenge sessions. Then you also have the notifications tab. So under notifications tab, you have 4 tabs that is provided. One is application level notifications, platform service notifications, and notification preferences. So under notification preferences, you have the default notifications, which is pointing to email and notifications tab. You also have multiple options. You can select whichever is applicable. So you also can provide the support to mobile number, and all the notifications will also be sent as a text message to the mobile phone number that is provided in the system. So you also have the option to change the notifications for a set of categories. say for planned outage and unplanned outage, you want the SMS and email notifications tab, and for other things, you want that to be left as it is, left with the default options. Then the next thing I wanted to show you is in DICS, we have something called application rules. So what are application rules? Application rules are something which is restricted to DICS application. I'll just show you the list of application rules. You need to go to console, click users and roles. So you have users here. So if you, let me take you to the users tab again. So you have 3, 6, 9 users and 3 SFTP users. So altogether there are 12 users. So when you come to the users tab, you don't have an option to add a user. So whatever the users that are available with in the users tab and SFTP users, they are part of the application role management users tab. So you have 12 users here. So let's explore. Let me take my, let me go to the next page. Okay, I have my user. So I just click on manage application roles and application roles. I'll just click search. So these are the different roles that are available. So let us come back to manage application roles after I explain roles and application roles. So I'll go to the roles tab here. So you have the roles. So all these roles are extracted from the roles that we have created here in the roles and custom roles tab. Whatever the roles that we have created, that gets fetched in the roles tab. If you go to the properties, you have manage application roles. Then we have application roles. So we have a predefined functionality that is specified for each application role. Say for example, if you are talking about BI data model author role, he is responsible for the data modeling or performing tasks in the data modeler tool. BI data load author is responsible for data loading. Content author is responsible for creating new content. So the same way we have different kinds of roles. So you also have an option to add a custom role. I'll just add NAS application role. So So it says white space characters are not allowed. So I'm just, okay, I've just created NAS application role. So let's go through the properties of. So we have modify, where you can modify the names, name and description. Then we have manage application roles. I'll search for the available application roles. So these are the application roles that are available. So I'll just say whatever application roles that are assigned for EMEA. So I want the same application roles. Just click OK. Okay. The reason why I did that was EMEA application roles. Let me show you what is available with EMEA application roles. So I have assigned the data load author, the data model author, and BI service administrator role. So I want the same three roles to be assigned for NAS application role as well. Then let me add members to it. I will have manage members. So I have roles here. Let me select users, search. So it lists down all the users in the system. So let me add Farzi and Vignesh as part of NAS application role. And as part of EMEA application role, I have added myself as part of EMEA application role. I'm just adding myself to the EMEA application role. So now what happens is, so your EMEA application role has one role. When I click on that, so it points to EMEA training role, which is a custom role that we have created. So I'll add the custom roles as well. I'll go back to roles now. So for EMEA application role, I've just added, if you remember, EMEA training role is a custom role that we have created here. So EMEA training role is the custom role. So for that, we are associating the EMEA application role. I just clicked on members. So you have roles here in case if you want to assign the custom roles that we have created. Say NIS training role has been created as part of the custom role, and you want to assign NIS training role to NIS application role. So you have added two users and one custom role. Let me also add Instead of custom application role, let me add the roles directly. I just remove this. Click search. So I want the data model author, data load author, and the BI service admin. So the application roles have been added here. So this is how you add the application roles. And you assign the custom roles that is created to the application role. And let's go back to catalog. I also want to show you how do you assign a set of permissions. Let me start from the root folder. So you have your company shared. So this is the root folder. When you click on permissions, so you have the following options. You have apply effective permissions, which means for all the accounts or for all the application roles that are selected, it becomes full control. So I'm not going to save that. Let me cancel that and redo. Next we have replace with parents folder permissions. Basically what this means is, suppose you are performing the same activity at any of the subfolders here, either sample app or so underscore custom. Then when you click on apply replace with parents folders permission, which means whatever the permissions that you have for company shared will be applied for the selected subfolder. Let me add. So we have application roles. So in the drop-down, you just have application roles and users. You don't have roles now. So either you can provide a permission at user level or at an application level. I select application roles. So I have an ASAP role. And you can set permission to, say, these are the following options. You can provide full control permissions, and you have modify, you have open, traverse, no access, and custom. Let me see what the properties do I have for custom. So you have read by default. Along with read, you can traverse, write, delete, change permissions, set ownership. Then you also have apply permissions to subfolders and apply permissions to items within the folder. So basically what this means is apply permissions to subfolders. Suppose you are giving your privileges or you are specifying the roles on company shared. When you check this apply permissions to subfolders, it is applicable to all the subfolders, basically for sample app and SO custom. When you click apply permissions to items within the folder, which means you have 3 or 4 reports for some dashboards present outside this subfolder. So which is specific to company shared folder. Then all the permissions will be applied for this particular items in the folder. Then we also have replace all, replace listed accounts, and remove listed accounts. So the same thing can be applied in the subfolder level as well. So the same privileges like apply effective permissions. You have replace with parents folder permissions. You can add a user or role. and you can change any of the permissions here. You can designate any of the particular roles as the owner, and you can apply permissions to subfolders or permissions to items within the folder. Let me expand this. So the same thing can be applied at a dashboard level. So at a dashboard level, the specified the permissions area would remain the same, and the only thing that matters is at the level at which you are providing the permissions. Then at a report level, you can specify the permissions, or at a prompt level also you can provide the permissions. Then you also can expand in case if you want to delete a particular folder, you can delete that from here. The next thing is, where do we, as part of the security, though this was covered as part of the data modeling, I would just like to cover this as for the sake of continuity. So where we specify the object level security and data level security. So you can specify the subject area level security. Okay, let me log to edit. So when you click add, suppose you want only Jignesh and Farzin to access this particular sample app data model, and since they are assigned to NAS application role, so if I just enable the visible property of for NAS application role, and I want to hide it from everyone so that only those two can access the sample app data model. So at a dimension level, so you can specify the object level security. At a table level, you can specify for whatever the application role you want, you can specify it from here, and you can specify the data level security from here. At a dimension table level. If you want to do that for a particular column, you can also do that. So you can see an object level security and data level security can be specified from here. So the same thing is applicable for fact as well. Just open one, I'll just open one fact. Go to permissions tab of the fact table where you specify the permissions of advanced calculations fact. So you can specify any of these application roles to either view this particular table or to restrict the particular table from viewing by the selected roles. Then you have the data filter where suppose you want the NAS application role users to view only America's data. So I'll just select region and I'll say NAS. So now NAS application role users can view only NAS related data. So if I disable this, so which means NAS, the data filter is created, but it is not enabled. You can add as many number of data filters as you want. So now I want the EMEA application role user to view only EMEA related data. So if you enable, then it is applied. If not, it is just created. The data filter is created, but it is not applied. So you just remove this. So the same thing can be applied at a table level, at a column level as well. Next thing is I just wanted to explain you about the different options that we have in each of the services. So let me open the BIs here. So you have the following tabs. Overview is which gives you about service status. Administration, basically which tells you whether the service is locked or unlocked. Then you have the business metrics, which talks about how many users have been using this particular instance. Then you have your associations. Associations talks about which are the associated services to this instance or to this BICS service. Then you have your firewall. This was explained to you by Jignesh yesterday, so I'm not going to repeat that again. Then we have the DB service. Okay. The other parts would pretty much remain the same. Under administration, you also have application archiving to be enabled. Then you have exports data. So basically what you mean by exports data is, suppose your subscription is getting ended by this month end. You want to take a backup of your data. How do you take the backup of your data? You go to exports, click on export data at this SFTP location, and with this SFTP username, you have in the outgoing directory. So if you just read this, export files are available for 2 days and downloadable from your secure FTP download area in the outgoing directory. So in the SFTP location, you have your outgoing directory. In outgoing directory, you have the data that is stored. The data of your database is stored in your outgoing directory. So from there, you can take a backup. I'll also show you how you take a backup of the snapshot, which is nothing but your RPD and web catalog of BICS. So that you can take a backup of the data as well as your code. Once the backup is done, when you resubscribe for it, then you can redeploy it. Then you have your business metrics. So this will tell you how much storage is being used out of the 50 GB that is allotted to you. So 940.5 MB storage is being used. So and it gives you the graphical representation of how it is being stored. And the associations will tell you like what is to which service is this associated with. So this is pretty much that I wanted to present with respect to security. So let me see if I have missed anything in the presentation. So BI security and catalog security, users, groups and roles. I spoke about this. Login rights, user authentication. So this is one important slide that I am interested in talking about. So users are defined in your identity domain. I have already explained you. Identity domain is whatever you call LDAP is your identity domain in BICS. So there are essentially roles in the identity domain, and these are essentially your LDAP groups. So BICS service uses all the service instance specific application roles. So basically you have your roles created in your admin console. All the users and roles that are created in your admin console will be moved to application roles, and they are managed from the BICS service console. All the application roles are managed from BICS service console. Then you have your database schema service, which is associated with BICS. So basically your database schema service uses your identity domain roles to authorize the users, and these are managed from the cloud portal. So this is how the application role screenshots will look like. I've already shown you all of them. So this is one more slide which I wanted to talk about. So what is BI Service Administrator application role responsible for? BI Service Administrator is responsible for performing self-service administration, and BI Data Model is responsible for managing the data model. Like the same way, the BI Content Author is responsible for creating new content, like creating new report, dashboard, prompts, etc. Then BI Consumer is someone who performs a kind of support role. Then we have the BI Advanced Content Author, where BI Advanced Content Author is his standby role. In case if the service administrator feels the BI Content Author can be provided with more privileges, then he can use BI Advanced Content Author. So basically this is manually assigned by a service administrator to grant access to specific functionality beyond the BI author role, which is BI Content Author role. So there are two different screens that two different skins that we have for the BICS. Whatever I showed you on the system is the new skin. When we talk about administration part, I'll be showing you the old skin that is presented in the PowerPoint presentations. So where do we access this? How do we access this? This is all about. So we have a learn more slide. So it is 10:26 a.m. So let's take a 10-minute break. We'll be back by 10:36. Let me see if there are any questions. Shiva, can you please show the settings that you did to use maps on the reports? I remember you performed it at two places. I'll definitely show that pages. As part of administrator, I would like to talk about maps again. During that, I'll show that to you. Revenue by countries and cities, it is showing view display error. I'll just show that to you. After the break. Okay. So we will start our presentation at 10:27 a.m. Pacific time. Thanks, Vignesh. Let me share my screen. So let me open the service detail. Let me open this BICS. Just click OK. So the next topic that we have is administration. So all your administration will start from the console window. Let's go in a sequence. So I have explained to you what are roles and application roles. So I'm not going to explain it again. Then we have snapshots. So basically what a snapshot is, it is the copy that is currently running on the server. It is a copy of metadata that is currently running on the server. So you have new snapshot. I'll just name that. I'll just name it with today's date, 10th February 2017. So basically what this new snapshot does is, whatever the currently running metadata, so it takes a backup of the currently running metadata. Then you have something called upload snapshot. So upload snapshot is, suppose in the earlier use case where we were talking about BICS providing you two instances, pre-prod and prod. In case if you want to migrate something from pre-prod and prod, so what you need to do is, now you have created your new snapshot, then you can download it. Download it to your local machine. These are the following options. Restore it. You want to replace the underlying source with the one with the latest one. So in case if you want to restore, say you have two snapshots, not necessarily two snapshots related to same data models. It can be two different data models as well, or it can be two different subject areas as well. So in case if you want to replace one data model with the other, so you can just say you have your revenue data model that is currently running. You want the sales data model to replace the revenue data model. So you can just upload the snapshot. Once you upload that, it stores in this way. Then you can restore it. Or you can download it to your local machine, go to the new instance where you want to deploy this. Once you upload the snapshot, when you click on upload snapshot, it will ask you to upload the snapshot file. So the snapshot file is extended with .bar file. So what does BAR mean? BAR is Business Intelligence Cloud Service Archival File. So when you click browse, you say you can upload .bar file. So and you have to provide the password. So once that is uploaded, then you can restore it. Then this is the replace data model, which was explained to you on day 3 when we were talking about RPD lift and shift. So for the replace data model, you just need to provide the RPD file and the password. So for that, we have a guideline what is provided is differences between current data model and the model that you are about to upload can break existing reports. Before you proceed, take a snapshot of the current model in case you want to restore it. Basically, it is a best practice to take a backup of the existing underlying code before you upload either the BR file or the RPD file, because once you upload that, your existing code base is gone and you cannot get it back at any cost. Then the next thing that we have is sessions and query cache. So this sessions and query cache is pretty much similar to your managed sessions. When you go to in OBIE, you have administration. Under administration, you have managed sessions, and this is pretty much similar to managed sessions. So you have the log level specified. You can specify the log file, and one more use of this is in case if any of the BICS report is running, is having some performance issues. So you can ask the BI admin to download the particular file statistics or the file details for you so that you can fine tune the data model accordingly. Then we have managed datasets. So before getting into managed datasets, I just wanted to focus on one thing. Though I have explained you earlier, I just wanted to re-emphasize on that. When you click on Users tab, you would not be able to see all the properties on the trial instances because you need identity domain administrator role in order to view all the complete properties. So in case if you have opted for any of your own instances, only then you will be able to view that. So this is one point that I wanted to re-emphasize. Then let's come to the data sources tab. So when we come to data sources tab, on the connections section, yesterday I've shown you during data visualization or visual analyzer, I've explained you how do you create a new connection. So this is how you create a new connection to a SaaS application. You need to provide a logical name, the URL, username and password. URL till analytics. Then when you click on create new data source, you have an option to create it from a file or from Oracle applications. So we have seen both the ways how you do that. So in case if you want to change the password, you just need to go to Connections tab and you need to change it from here. So let's explore the properties of a flat file. You have inspect, which is nothing but explore. You can create a VA project. You can create analysis. You can download the Excel. You can reload the data. Reload the data is it will find the location from which it was uploaded and it will reload the data. Then you can delete. So this, the other properties are same. When you click reload data, it will connect to the SaaS application, and it will try to fetch the updated data. Then we have Connections tab. So Connections tab is also explained to you. So you have the database schema service that is associated with BICS. So for that you do not have any edit option. Then you have Oracle full-fledged database as a service, which has edit option. So when you click edit, so you need to provide the host IP, port number, SID or service name. You can connect with username and password. You have the option to enable the secure socket layer. So for that, what you need to do is you need to upload the wallet file. Once you upload the wallet file, then you need to go to the existing connection and then enable the SSL. Then the next thing that we have is get public key. So yesterday, when Jignesh was explaining you about RDC, there was a place where you need to provide the public key. Based on the public key that is provided, the WebLogic server will automatically exchange the private keys. So this is where you get the public key for BICS. So the next thing that we have is manage map data. So Tejas has asked a question. So where do you configure the manage map data? And in your example, Tejas, the error was because there is a world countries layer that is not part of, that is not created properly. So try to create the world countries layer and associate the BI key column. The BI key column is country name. I'll just show you how do you create a background map. So you have your Oracle maps. There is only one background map available for now. No custom maps are allowed in this release. It is expected as part of the roadmap. Then once you import a background map, then what you need to do is you need to edit the background map. So you can specify the zoom level. Zoom level is at which level you want this particular layer to be drilled down. And one more thing I wanted to show you is So you see the add layers. You have world state provinces added. Let me just select world state provinces. So this is a new layer that is added. So I keep the zoom level till 10. So if you see, you don't have the plus button enabled. So if there are any new layers that is added, only when you have your zoom level enabled. That too for the new layers that is added. So layer is something on a plain background map. If you want to focus on a specific set of area in the background map, whether it can be a complete map or it can be a portion of the map. So I'll just give the description for this. I'm sorry. I'll just name it as state province. Just click OK. So this is, you define the background map and you specify the layers. Once you specify the layers, then you need to go back to console, go to save domain. So you need to specify these two URLs, elocation.oracle.com and maps.oracle.com. This is where you fetch, BICS will fetch all the maps related information from. You also have, under save domains, you have two options, allow images from and allow embedding in. So in case if you want the BICS reports to be embedded in an external application, you just need to specify the domain name here. So this is for allowing images from any of the external sites. This is if you want to embed a particular analysis into a particular application, external application, you specify the domain here. Then you have issue SQL. So issue SQL is, this is pretty much to test whether the BI server is up and running. So this is not similar to the create direct database request that we have in OBIE. So this is, if you just give a select query, it doesn't build the criteria, report criteria for you. So you can also use some remote procedural calls. Say for example, this is to clear all the cache. So which says the operation SA purge all cache succeeded. Then we have search settings. You can configure search settings and monitor crawls. Then you have settings. So basically what the settings means, I have explained to you that there are two different skins that we have for BICS. The one we are working on is the new homepage screen, and one we have in all the PDFs or PPTs that we are presenting it to you now. That is the old screens. So I'll just show you how do you traverse between the skins. So when you click settings, it takes you to the old home page. So you'll be asked to log out and log in. So this takes you to the old home page. So you have, it is scattered across. This pretty much looks like your OBAE. You have your model, you have your manage, where you perform roles, you create roles, users. Then you have create analysis, create visual analyzer. So whatever is rightly organized in new homepage is present in different visual mechanism here. You have a catalog, you have whatever academy we call, it is named as get started. Then when you go to admin, so you have user and role admin, you have modeler, you have manage sessions, you have your issue SQL, manage map data, you have your manage datasets. If you want to go back to new homepage, you need to click. In order to proceed, your session must be logged off. You will be prompted to log in again. So this takes you back to the new homepage. So under console, I have deliveries and downloads. So when as part of the latest release, we have an option to schedule the reports. So let me go back to catalog. To show you how you schedule a report. Let me open the sample app subject area. Okay, I'll open say geo reports. Show you how you schedule a report. Let me open the sample app subject area. Okay, I'll open the geo reports report or customers in SFCT. So when you go more, you have email. So you just need to provide the username. I just provided my username and the subject is the report name. You want to send it now. Whether you want to repeat it, just click OK and it will be delivered. Let's come back to console again. So we have something called downloads. So deliveries is if you have any scheduled deliveries on a daily basis, if something is getting scheduled, that will be displayed here. So since I just mailed it once, so I have got the report. Let me open that. So this is how it looks like. So whichever is delivered, it it comes here. Then we have downloads. When I click downloads, so basically it takes you to the OTN page and from where you can download. So all the related, the BICS additional tools are available here. You have your BICS data sync here. You have your BICS remote data connector. So in case going forward, if any additional tool comes in, that will be added here. Let me see if there are any open questions. None at the moment. Then the last thing that I wanted to show you with respect to administration is, see, you have a set of dashboards that are available to you. I'll just open one by one, just show you the list of features that is available with EACS. So you have the first dashboard is a sample dashboard which talks about different kinds of sales summary and how it can be represented. These are all defined in performance style. This is a heat matrix, and you have top products. So it gives you how are my top products performing, and this is basically to help you understand how different kinds of visualizations can be created. And you have sales by geo. And you have the second tab talks about sample features. Here you have the sample visuals explained to you. You have a bubble chart, stacked vertical bar, line chart. You have a heat matrix. You have a scattered plot chart, waterfall bar chart. So you have radar, revenue funnel. So you have trellis, tree map, heat map, all the different kinds of visualizations are enclosed in the dashboard. You also have maps functionality in case if you see this particular revenue by countries and cities, you have two layers that is defined: world countries, which is a color fill, and world cities, which is a bubble. So when you mouse over on the bubble, it gives you at the city level, and when you mouse over on the region or on the country, it gives you world countries level. So these are the three different dashboards that comes up for everyone. There is one more dashboard that is newly added. If in case if it is not available in any of your environments, if you go to your labs folder, you have partner resources.catalog. So you can just archive that. Go to, I'll show you how do you archive that. Go to catalog. And go to dashboards. So you have an archive. So select the file. So traverse it to labs and select the partner resources.catalog. You can replace none, or you can replace all. You can replace the old one or by force. These are the four options. So I'll just open that catalog for you. Sorry, I'll just open the dashboard for you. This is a partner resources dashboard. So basically it has easy access to all to various documentation related to BICS, DVCS, DVD, and YouTube demos, and you can access everything from this particular dashboard. You have the PTS enablement. So if you want to subscribe for any of the workshops, so this is where you get information about all the different kinds of workshops. Then you have the BICS workshop material. So you have access to different pillars, so you can make use of this. So this is with respect to administration. This is what I have to present with respect to administration. Then the last thing that I'm going to present is demos. Let me open the demo folder for you. So you have your demos. So I'll deploy. So for every demo you have a README file. So I'll just take you through the prerequisites of the README file. So basically, Oracle has built up some pre-built demos for you. You have so as part of the pre-built demos, you have the bar file, which is nothing but your business intelligence cloud service archival file. You have the SQL file, and you have a set of data files. So once you deploy all of them, then you have a demo that is enabled for you. In case if you want to know more about the demo, so I'll just click on, I'll just log into the Beehive. We have PDF. So I'm traversing through the BICS workspace. So under demos, so you have additional demo document. So I am just opening the cricket demo overview. So in the meantime, let me deploy this. I have the README file with me. So let me open the demo file, demo folder. This is the folder. So I need a bar file, cricket demo V503 bar, and I need a SQL file, and under data folder, I need all the five CSV files. So the first thing that I need to do is log into your Apex application. Let me log into the Apex application. I will go to the service detail page, go to the dashboard. So I was in the DB schema service only. So I just click Apex, just click on the service instance URL. So I have the SQL workshop. So the first thing you need to perform is go to SQL scripts. So you have your cricket DDL file. I have already uploaded that. Let me show you how do you upload that. browse, go to SQL file, select the SQL file, give some name, click upload, that gets uploaded. Once you upload that, you just need to run the script. Once you click on run script, you have your manage results, which shows you. Let me open the file for you. So this file has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables created, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 views created. So I have all these tables and views created, so I'm not going to create that again, but you can run it by yourself. Once you have done that, then you need to upload the data. So for uploading the data, so 1 second, I opened it in a new tab. So I have all the cricket related tables here, all the 5 tables and 6 views. Sorry, views. When I select views, I get this. So I have the data in this. Let me truncate the data so that I can reload. I can show you how do I reload the data. Okay, so my cricket ODI results table doesn't have any data. Sorry. Go to data load, select an existing table, upload the file, click next. So select quick ODI results, click next. So browse the file, go to the data, I've selected quick ODI results, click next. So if you just go through the location bar, you'll have the uploading percentage specified there. Please bear with me, it's a little slow. So when I click load data, okay, now it gives you statistics that recoding results.csv has been loaded 15 seconds ago, and it has loaded 7,190 rows successfully without any failed rows. Okay. Now let's go back to the README file. So I have completed 2 parts of it. One is log into your FX. You just need to navigate to the SQL workshop to load, to click on the upload. I've shown you how do you upload and run the script. So the script creates some, in this case it's 5 tables and 6 views. No data is uploaded. So you have an important note. You have something called cloud time table, which is a prerequisite. In case if this table is not available in the environment, you can generate it by using create time dimension option in the BICS data modeler page. So I've shown you on day 2 how do you create using time dimension. So once that is done, so you just need to traverse through the data loader. Once you get into data workshop, then you can click on upload, select trick ODI results, click next, select the existing table, and the same process you need to repeat for the next 4 files. So once the data is uploaded, the next thing is, so I'm not performing the same process for the next 4 files because I have the data already in it. So you can repeat the same process for the next 4 files. Then what you need to do is return back to your BICS homepage, click administration link, user role and admin. Click on the snapshot tab, select upload snapshot. You have the snapshot name and the password is also provided. So there are 2 notes here. In case if you hit upload encryption issue or virus scanner, then try again with a different browser. Log off from VPN, clear browser cache, or try from alternative mission. And the second thing is deploying the Cricket app snapshot will override your content. You may first create a backup snapshot of your content before deploying this app. So it is suggested that you take a backup. So once the app snapshot is uploaded, use restore to deploy it onto your environment. When restoring, select only data model and catalog, deselect application rules. So you preserve your original security rules there. I'll just show you this. Next, you need to go back to the BICS homepage. From BICS homepage, go to console. Once you go to console, click snapshots and models. Here, you can upload the Cricket snapshot from here. So I have already uploaded Cricket demo app 16th March 2015. But I'll show you how do you upload it. Click demos. So you just select the file and click and provide the password. Once you upload it, it gets uploaded this way. Then you just need to click restore. I just took a backup, so in case something goes wrong, I can restore my backup. So now I'm just restoring the Cricket demo app. So it's uploading. It take 1 or 2 minutes. Please bear with that. So in the meanwhile, let me see if PDF has been opened. So to give you an overview of what this BICS Cricket demo is all about, it holds one-day international data compiled from public statistics website, and you have 44 years of data since 1971. It is sourced from a single denormalized text file. It represents over 25 plus countries, and you have I'll just play this 5-minute online tour. The other details can be explored by yourself. Like there are multiple dashboards. Let me show you. Let me get this restored. I'll give you an overview of the dashboards. I think it's taking, I don't know why it's taking a lot of time. Let me refresh this and see if it is deployed properly or not. I'll just restore it again. Okay. So it asks me to uncheck the application roles. To retain the application roles, click restore. So restoring to this snapshot may impact active user sessions and will override catalog and data model. So catalog is related, is something which is similar to your web catalog, and data model is something similar to your RPD. Click yes. So it is restored. So let me go back to dashboards. So now you see there are the dashboards are changed. Let me click on analysis. Click create analysis. I am showing you the best practice. One important point that I wanted you to notice, generally in OVAE, if you want to deploy a new RPD and new web catalog, you would request a server downtime. But you have just noticed that without bringing the server or the application down, you just restored the new RPD and new web catalog, which is called the bar. So you still have the sample app here. So one best practice that we suggest is this gets refreshed in 5 minutes time. In case if you want this to be refreshed immediately, what you need to do is just click on the double arrow, click refresh. You have reload server metadata. Click on reload server metadata. So it gets refreshed. Then you can also click refresh display. Now let's go back to the dashboards. So you have 4 dashboards. The first dashboard talks about the team performance, and the second dashboard talks about the match statistics. The third dashboard talks about head-to-head forecast, and the fourth dashboard talks about venue forecasting. So this is how the different pages in the dashboard will look like. So we have a small demo that is presented to you. I'll just play the demo for you.
Hello, and welcome to our BICS demo application. This demo application is built using last 44 years of historical cricket data on one-day international cricket matches. There are teams representing over 25 plus countries. This application is presented using a number of highly interactive dashboard pages containing powerful visualizations. Just like any other BICS application, all these dashboards are readily available for access through any of your mobile devices. I am a big supporter of the Indian cricket team. I now want to use this application to gain insights into how Indian team has been doing. Let's start with the team performance dashboard. This page is giving me a performance overview of selected teams. I can see here that since 2000, India has played about 450 matches with a win rate of about 55%.
2000 and 2013 has been quite successful to the team. Notice that in the prompt, the team names are sorted by the alphabetical order, and the number of matches they have played are shown next to it. Number of matches gives an indication of how long and how frequent these teams have been playing. Let's narrow this down to more recent words. Let's say since 2005. Australia has played 269 games since 2005 with a win rate of roughly 65%. That's good performance. Interestingly, their win rate has been quite high in the recent years. Let's look at the home versus away performance. India has played enough number of matches at home, away, and local venue, but they seem to be winning more at a home venue than away. In the analysis by continent, we can see here that India has better successes in the Asian continent. How about the Asian continent? When we look at the batting performance by year, the red dot highlights the selected team, and in this case it's India. You can see here that the batting performance has varied quite a bit. It looks like 2013 has been a good year for India. Let's look at some of the other dashboard pages. Match stats provides various statistics about matches. OBP shows the number of matches won, the number of matches lost, and the win rate for various teams, and the highest score and lowest score, and so on. The by innings page here shows the top teams when they are batting first versus chasing a score. When batting first, Australia has won the most number of matches, while India has won the most number of matches while batting second. That is, they are better at chasing a score. Let's see how these teams have performed in England. In England, their home team seem to have done well, but Australia and West Indies have the highest win rate while batting second. We are in March 2015 right now, and the Cricket World Cup is going on in full swing. India and New Zealand has been playing exceptionally well in the pool matches. How about we use our test page and see how their face-off would look like? The first page on this dashboard shows the independent profiles of the teams. We have played 614 games since 1995, and New Zealand has played about 450 games. Win rate of India has been 52%, whereas New Zealand is about 45%. With BICS, all the format of Oracle database is at your disposal. This dashboard uses regression techniques and the techniques of underlying Oracle database to find how sensitive different teams are towards external factors such as match venue, location, travel distance, month of the year, and so on. For each team, the darker blue line shows the regression results using 10 years of history. The other two lines shows the results using 20 years history and full history. Last 10 years performance shows New Zealand scored to 10 with higher latitude. That is when you away from the equator, whereas Indian score is not influenced that much. However, if I look at each travel distance, India seems to be more adversely affected. By month September, it looks like India has performed marginally better towards December, whereas New Zealand has better scores in the first half of the year. Let's go to the score predictor page. Starting to this page, if India plays New Zealand input line with both teams in excellent form, this prediction analysis is telling me that India will win. The charts below are showing how the score will be influenced by various factors and by how much of history we are considering into the prediction. You can again see here that the team scores are indeed influenced by travel distance, venue location, and so on. So what if the game is in Auckland, New Zealand, and what if India's looks by a little bit? Let's try it out. In that case, New Zealand wins. This indicates that India is in for a very tight match, and they will have to perform exceptionally well to win against New Zealand and Auckland, as opposed to Mumbai. So, in a few clicks, I have gained valuable insights into how different teams have performed in the past, what some of their strengths and weaknesses are, how they might perform in future based on various parameters. All these valuable analysis was made possible by Oracle Business Intelligence Cloud Service. Oracle BICS offers a powerful enterprise cloud BI platform that enables you to easily load and model your data, view it using highly intuitive and interactive visualization, and securely access it on the device of your choice. For more information on Oracle BICS, refer cloud.oracle.com/businessintelligence. Thank you. So hope that was informative. So you can traverse through all the dashboard pages that is available. We just wanted to ensure that what all can be leveraged and what features can be leveraged using the BICS. So this is what I wanted to present with respect to BICS with respect to demo. So let me see if there are any open questions. So there are no open questions. So I'll just pass this presentation to Jignesh to take it forward.
Thank you, Shiva. So in the next half an hour or so, I'll just do one brief. Just confirm that. Okay, thank you. All right. So in this presentation, to go over some summary and the additional opportunities. Okay. So we started the workshop with the broad overview of Oracle Cloud. We talked about infrastructure services, platform services, application services, and then kind of get an idea of how everything fits together. So this was the slide we discussed. Now I'm just going to enhance this slide a little bit more to give you a broader perspective of analytics services, right? The things that are related to BI or analytics, and there are some additional services that you may want to be aware of as a part of your overall analytics solution, right? So we covered BI, cloud service, and data visualization cloud service in very detail in this workshop, but there are obviously a lot more service and components out there. Right? We talked about operational analytics on the first day. That's part of our application services itself. So as we mentioned that it is built into our SaaS application, so there is an analytics component available to all of our SaaS customers. And as a partner or customer, you can always extend those analytics and build more components into the application. Okay. Then we have some enterprise applications on the cloud as well, and we are building more to support more SaaS flavored analytics using workflows. Okay. Enterprise performance reporting is another SaaS flavored analytics solution, which is very specifically designed for collaborative way of building a financial statement and books. Right? So this is very specific to finance, very special types of reporting environment, which is geared towards auditing and closing books and those kind of financial statements to be done in a collaborative way. Right? So this is good to at least have an idea when you talk about various analytics with customers. This slide will probably give you the best perspective and component and services to mention for a special use cases. Right? Same thing with planning and budgeting. It's our SaaS application designed for our budgeting across various domains, not just financial budget, but you can leverage planning, budgeting, and enterprise planning for HR planning, resources planning, project planning, etc. Right? So that's another tool that you should be aware of. On the platform side, we talked about BI Cloud Service as a core fundamental platform, so that obviously you are more familiar with it now. Same with the data visualization is another service. It's also available as a part of your BI, but it can be leveraged independently as well. I highlighted Big Data Discovery, which is very specific to a Hadoop environment, right? So it's a tool designed to give a analyst and subject matter expert a quick view and discovery tool right on the Hadoop. Right? So that's the data science, data lab kind of tool built for Hadoop environment. And then you can publish those results for analytics and push it to the BICS as a comprehensive solution. Right? We also have a BI publisher on-premise that a lot of people might be familiar with it, which is also part of our SaaS analytics component as well. the BI Publisher is really designed towards crystal clear reports and publishing from delivery aspect. Right? These are the reports where you frequently deliver either through email or mail it out as government documents and those kind of things. Right? You can leverage that component on our Java Cloud Services if you desire to do so in a cloud environment. S-based cloud service, we have S-based cloud service coming up, which will be an independent, multi-dimensional server component which allows you to not only build your own S-based application in the cloud, but you can also leverage it in context of BICS as well. You can connect with the S-based and leverage it just like you leverage S-based on device today. Database service, of course, we talked about how database cloud service provides additional benefit and how it works with the BICS. You have a little bit more idea about database in the cloud. And I also highlighted the big data preparation, which is a data wrangling and data preparation service for end user to quickly enrich data sets. Right? So these are various components, and you can kind of get a feel how they are placed across various types of services. And as long as you know the database, you already kind of consuming or managing additional resources or services on infrastructure side like compute, storage, networking, identity, etc. Right? That's part of our common infrastructure component. Okay. So this is not a complete or comprehensive services, but it's kind of a quick view into what different analytics and related services are there that might play a role in your overall analytics solution based on what customer needs are, right? Above all, you still have a BI Cloud Service as your fundamental core platform where you can bring in all the different artifacts and build your analytics solution into a single platform. Okay? So that's how overall platform laid out. Okay? And then we also talked about these use cases to get an idea how the customer looks at the analytics requirement and how various tools that fit into it. Okay? I'm not going to go into this marketing slide, but I'll just highlight few features that are quite useful and we should look forward to is around BICS, right? So we do release very frequently on the cloud that additional benefits you have because it's on the cloud, because Oracle manages those release and upgrade to your environment. The benefit is that as soon as new feature or new capability is released, you have access to that capability right away to consume in your application, right? If you need to. You don't have to wait for patching and upgrade and verify whether you want to upgrade or not, and all the operational life cycle is gone for managed services. So in this slide, it's just highlighting a lot of features that you already saw and it's kind of a timeline how it was released. More interestingly, what was released last June was around BI Visual Analyzer enhancement, BI search, more data sources for data visualization. So if you remember the Shiva was showing you a data visualization desktop with a whole set of various connections, and we are continuously adding more and more there, right? Those connections and many more will also be available on Analytics Cloud. That's a new product. I think he also showed you a highlight of what that Analytics Cloud look like, right? More to come. Additional charge, schedule of delivery is already there. Advanced analytics is part of your data visualization. It's already built in. One-click forecast, one-click outlier, one-click reference line. Those kind of advanced visualization is built into the product, right? So you don't have to go and model or or create a special data for that. And what we plan in December, which is last December, got pushed into March, April time frame, is around additional features like S-based service I just highlighted. It's already announced, so you will see that anytime soon on a cloud page to try it out. There were questions around archive and archive from BICS to on-premise, so that's called bidirectional lift and shift. So that is you should look forward to that. That's coming out in the next release, which allows you to do back and forth of your BICS and on-premise OBI artifacts, whether it's RPD or catalog. You should be able to move either side, right? Custom map layer, so we highlighted that also during map example. You will see additional features that allow you to build your own layers or import your own layers and use it in a visualization. Okay, the smart UI access and some additional UI customization is coming out. So currently there are minor things you can do on a BICS side. You can add image or change some colors or logo and things like that, but the whole new framework, customization framework, will come under the settings console, which allows you to do a lot more UI customization to suit your customer needs, right? So these are some additional features you will see. Couple of things not highlighted here is around mobile. There are two new applications are coming out day by day in Synopsys, which are amazingly powerful, and the way people really will consume analytics on the mobile devices, you will see those, right? So look out for those apps on a mobile. It's called Day by Day and Synopsys, right? So it's a very sophisticated, user-driven, artificial intelligence-driven analytics environment. Okay, we'll provide more information as we release those products. So you can always come back to your Beehive workspace and look for additional material. So we continuously update those. Or you can come back and attend workshop and get a preview of it as well. Okay? But those mobile apps will be very fantastic to check it out. Okay. Here is some highlights from various perspectives in the BICS application. From the end user perspective or interactive features of BICS, what is available today that you probably saw is the connection we talked about, SAS connectors, some database connectors, right? On-premise database connection using JDI in the WebLogic, right? We also have connection to big data sources, as you saw in a desktop visualization desktop, more file types and execution mode. Okay? What you will see more and more in the next few months, the more SAS connectors. Obviously, we continuously add connectivity to various SAS applications and various databases. So this is just progress towards that. Another platform services from various vendors. So you will see connection to Office 365, Google Analytics, Drive, Dropbox, etc. Then you can leverage as a data source or publish from those cloud services into BICS. Okay? Additional file list, native understanding of business model from those Oracle SAS. So when you import something or collect something from Oracle SAS application, the system will automatically understand the model and object in those applications. So there will be some application intelligence built into those connectors, right, to help you speed up building analytics. Enrichment data around geography, knowledge, graphs, etc. You will see those intelligence built into the product, and of course the API to allow use of a source not natively supported. So you will see more connector extensibility using API and SDK which allows you to build more and more connectors if you need to go after some application which is not automatically connected as a out-of-the-box connector, right? So you can build your own connector. From data wrangling perspective, we currently have a lot of data wrangling right into data visualization. You probably saw today yesterday and play around with it. But more sophistication is coming around collaborative data sets. So not only you can do a standard data wrangling activities like duplicates and buckets and some enrichment, but also you can be able to do quick data cleansing, fuzzy logic, fuzzy joins around that multiple data sets. Create a snapshot across the data set so you can preserve the history. Quick model building called smart model to easy incorporation of statistical prediction, textual exploration, etc. into the model with the scoring. So there is a lot more automation and advancement in the way system will interpret the data you upload and present a statistics around it, right? Similar to what you saw in big data discovery a little bit. Those features will be available in BICS. Right? Additional visualization, visual experience, which is always progressive, lot more visual charts, time series functions, graphs, dashboard and app integration. SDK, I mentioned customization and visualization, scheming, branding. So the whole customization framework I mentioned is coming, right? So you will be able to do full app lifecycle support, full customization, branding, scheming, embedding into the third-party application, and then of course our SaaS application. Right? So that customization framework will be quite useful for partner and customer to build something unique for your customers. From the consumer perspective, for end user perspective, we already talked about visual analysis and insights. I think Shiva showed you the way you can create insights and build your stories. But we are going to add snapshots on top of that. We already have presentation mode. You can play through your story and present it just like you have PowerPoint presentation, but it is more interactive, right? To present in that way about your discovery or exploration in some cases. Right? What is coming on new exciting things? The live connection to Excel, Office 365, Google Docs, etc. So as your files are changing, the content, the BICS automatically updates visualization with the new data set. Right? So using a live connection. You can always do a file upload and do offline, but you will be allowed to do live connections. Right? Sync analysis and data sets that's coming up even from the mobile devices. I mentioned day by day mobile device. This is a smart feed based on user search history or interaction with analytics. The day by day mobile app is really geared towards how you use analytics on a day-to-day basis, and system and the app will learn your interaction with analytics and start recommending or start sending you the analytics metrics reports that will be meaningful to you proactively, right? Even taking a context of your email or voicemail on the mobile devices and interpret what might be right metrics to pop out, right? So there are various layers of artificial intelligence and learning that app will do to start proactively feeding you the analytics, right? And with data visualization on the Mac will be supported as well. Okay. So those were some key highlights of what's coming in the next couple of months to 3 months. The slide is a little bit older, so it says 6 months, but you will see that much earlier than that. This is one slide you should be well familiar with it to really understand and comprehend the analytics footprint that Oracle has in terms of who wants to access and where they want to access, right? So when you say who wants to access, whether it's a LOB-driven visualization, so if there are end-user-driven, a lot of time you see a requirement around self-service, agile, the playground for the users, and you often see tools like Tableau and things like that that are nice to have but doesn't scale enterprise level. So those kind of LOB-driven requirements, you should definitely talk about data visualization, which is available on the cloud as well as on-premise. So the customer or user is not going to stuck where they will be using it, or if they have any concerns about cloud versus on-premise, we should be able to support that, right? Because data visualization is available in all the flavors with the enhanced functionality on the on-premise. Right? So if it is LOB-driven requirement, data visualization will be a key product, feature, component to talk about no matter where they want to use it. If it is an IT-driven requirement, when there is an IT-driven means there is a lot more thinking around infrastructure, the scalability, the user support, and all kind of other operational factors comes in beyond the end user requirement, right? So it's not that you are limiting end user, but there is more to think about at the enterprise level, how you are going to operationalize and support multiple projects and applications and users and things like that. So then you always have OBIE on-premise, but you have BI cloud service in the cloud providing the same scalable infrastructure, which also includes data visualization with it, right? So this is how you should navigate customer requirement, and no matter where they want, how they want to use, what they want to use it, you have the components available at each quadrant of the requirement. Okay, so this is a kind of a quick summary into overall analytics suite we talked about, the way the BICS is today and what is more coming next few months, and how you can visualize or project on-premise and cloud analytics portfolio with the customer. Now I'm quickly going to highlight a couple of additional resources that might help you more if you are interested to look at the partner opportunities, right? So as a partner, of course, you can go and implement BI cloud service based projects at customer places, but also there are referral programs, specialization, resale programs. So as a partner, you can also buy multiple BICS instances and resell it, or support customers with all operational and management cycle of the cloud subscription for the customer, right? There's a lot more to do with the cloud than just implementation, right? There's various additional opportunities like on-premise available on the cloud as well. If you want to learn more as a partner, what are the specialization program or resale programs are, you can always click on one of these links. It kind of gives you idea and some recommendation or approach to start your process as a reseller or managed service providers and etc. There are a couple of videos also that give you additional information about referral and resale programs if you are interested in that. Okay. There is a BICS specialization, just to make sure that you are aware of the BICS positioning, features, capability, overall way to talk to customers, and if you want to get the specialization, you can click on the specialization link on the competency center of Oracle site, and you can get specialized on BICS. Okay. And the last thing, as a partner, beyond doing implementation, beyond making resell and additional services and specialization, for all the cloud services that Oracle has, we also have a marketplace on the cloud, which means that as a partner, you can publish yourself as a Oracle authorized or Oracle supported recommended implementation partner or even solution provider partner, right? So the way marketplace works is a lot of partners have been published there as a implementation partners or solution providers on various cloud services that Oracle has. And all Oracle Cloud customers, whether they are SaaS customers, PaaS, infrastructure customers, or huge customer base, they are looking at the marketplace to see who are the Oracle partners who are, let's say, specialized in implementing BICS, or who are partners specializing in implementing Oracle Database Cloud or application like HCM Cloud. Right? The customers are really looking at marketplace to gauge the skill set and the partners that are specialized in various cloud services. Right? So that is kind of a promotional place for partners to showcase their capabilities to Oracle customers. Okay? So instead of going through a couple of other slides, I will actually show you what it looks like and how you can start engaging with the Oracle Cloud. Right? So if you go to cloud.oracle.com, right, very first there we already looked at various tabs like software as service, platform, infrastructure. We kind of looked at all the products. The last piece here is the cloud marketplace. So if you click on that, you go to mode, you can read about it. Right? It says more than 250 partners offer the apps and services on marketplace. So there are already a lot of partners listed there. And there are two types of, very high level, there are two types of partners there, right? The partners who do who build applications, even if some BI partners have built analytics application on BI cloud service and they want to promote those apps to various customers, they can be listed under application or solution provider. And many partners are listed under services, which means that they offer implementation services or they are specialized in various cloud services, right? So for example, if I click on services, and you can see there are a lot of partners here, and you can search through various products. Let's say I'm interested in finding out who are specialized partners in, let's say, Oracle Sales Cloud. Right? I can just pick a Sales Cloud and I can see all the partners that are specialized, and the list goes on and on. Right? And I can continuously filter down more and more by region or language or service type, whether it's a consulting service or application development service, or any other service, right, or implementation service, etc. Right? So I can continuously filter as I want for any of the partners. So this is how Oracle Cloud customers are browsing through the marketplace. I can also see, let's say, what is on the BI side. Right? BI Cloud Service, we have quite a few partners here already listed. If you want to list your company there, you need to start some processing. Right? So it is very straightforward process. Any of your company or your partner company wants to part of this marketplace, all you have to do is when you are on this page, you look at this resource look at this publisher menu. You highlight it, drop down it, and you can request a become a publisher account. So this is your first step for the marketplace. When you request for become a publisher, you will automatically enroll and put in a process to follow through certain guidelines and prepare of documentation, material. So there are some requirements to be listed on this marketplace. You will be informed by those requirements, and one of our team members will help you through the process to get published, right? And the requirements are real in the sense that we want to make sure that you are familiar with the BI product, either by attending this workshop or you have done other OBI projects, or you are already done a BICS implementation and things like that, right? There has to be at least one of those conditions, and there are some other additional logistics around that. So you will be guided through the process once you request an account to become a publisher, right? That will help you list your company as a service implementation or service provider. If you want to build analytics solution and you want to publish that as a offered solution or application on a marketplace, you can become a marketplace developer, right? And request that account as well. That will enable you to list yourself. Not only you can list yourself as a service provider, but you can also have additional listing. You can have multiple listing if you have multiple solutions, right? So when you go to the application, these are various applications that various partners have built. Again, so this is right here, it's an analytics application, right? So the analytics have made for example, here, data analysis and reconciliation between something. The procurement insight. They have built this procurement insight, and if you look at the details, it will tell you what it is, right? It is business intelligence cloud application. So customer can simply look at what this offering is. They can look at the demos, samples, examples, and then as a partner, you will have direct engagement with the customers. Oracle does not do reselling or any kind of financial transactions. Here, we are only helping you promote your solution, and customer will be dealing with you directly to consume and subscribe to those services. Right? So this is how the listing looks like for analytics procurement insight. Right? So we'll help you with that process as well. If you are building something domain specific expertise you may have, and if you want to leverage that and build an analytics solution, you will be able to build and deploy your information here on the marketplace. Okay. So that's the main idea around marketplace. You can list your company as an application provider or service provider. The best way to get started is requesting one of these accounts for service provider or app provider, right? And it will kick off the workflow to get you engaged with the requirement. Okay. So that's all I had in terms of additional resources that you may want to look for. You have many components in your Beehive workspace. So I just want to highlight before we close the session. If you log in to your Beehive workspace, you have all the presentations we did throughout the workshops. All the 4 days are available in Beehive workspace in the presentation folder. This is where all the presentations are. All the labs we talked about throughout the workshop. These 2 books are very extensive. Learning More PDF is kind of a guide to help you with additional examples on various topics. There are folders to some specific area or detailed examples. You might want to explore all of them. Right? So we have some advanced analytics example, very good advanced analytics example. You should try it out. REST API we talked about. Data mashup examples, data visualization labs that we went through yesterday. Map example, modeling case is kind of a challenge question or challenge exercise around BICS modeler to do a certain way of modeling to present a report, RPD list and shaped, and there are some additional viewlets. Right? So there are all various hands-on exercises you can do, and you have environment for a couple of weeks, so make best use of it, learn as much as you can using this hands-on exercise. Also, you have a demo. There are a lot of demos are pre-built, like Shiva showed you the cricket demo or NFL demo or any other demo. You can deploy it and just visualize it. There are also a lot of data sets here on a various domains. You can leverage those sample data sets and build on top of that. One important additional resource I would highlight is because we are sharing some of the BICS instance, you are probably not advisable to do this demo deployment into the environment because it might create a problem for other users. The best thing is to go on a Oracle cloud.oracle.com, go to platform as a service, expand the cloud platform, look at the analytics section, go to BI cloud service page, and then click on a try it. Right? When you click on a try it, it will take you to the trial page, and using your company email ID, if you request a BICS trial, you will get your own trial instance, right? And it's pretty straightforward. You type in your name and all, etc. And in a couple of steps, you will get to the confirmation page, right? And within a day or two, you will get your own instance, which will be valid for 30 days, right? And you'll be able to do all the activities that you want because it will be your own environment, right? So that's where you should do all these demos and additional labs, all the way from security to modeling to demos and examples, right? So I highly recommend that you go and request your own trial and have it for 30 days, and you have full control on that instance, right? That will be an additional valuable thing to check. Okay. So that's pretty much all I have. I will keep the WebEx open for another 10-15 minutes. If there are any questions about any of the topics we discussed, feel free to ask questions. Make sure you get everything you wanted from this workshop. If any topic or any thing that we discussed needs more clarification, let me know. If anything we missed to talk about, also let me know. I want to make sure that we have everything covered for your expectation. Okay? And I will monitor open questions and answer those in next 10-15 minutes. Other than that, enjoy your labs rest of the day and next week. Feel free to put in question in a forum. Even after the workshop, you can go in a Beehive forum and use that. Request your own BICS trial. That will be a great value to you. And then other than that, have a happy weekend. Okay? I'll monitor the questions in a Q&A for next 10 minutes. Okay. There is a question on one of the fact tables. Chris is asking the BICS revenue FT2 does not exist in the environment. So, Chris, when you are doing modeling lab, we have two modeling labs. So if you pick up a lab, I'm showing you in the WebEx here. if you do modeling lab using the lab book 2, it refers to this table which in some of the environment that is not available because it was older data set, so we removed it. So if you do not see this table, which is okay, we have a dedicated modeling lab here, which is a lab book itself called data modeler. So you use that PDF to modeling lab, and it will point to the right database tables. Okay, so you don't have to worry about missing tables. Okay? So for all the any modeling lab, you should look at this modeling PDF. Okay? Hopefully that answers your question.